nuts. We are here on behalf of the mayor on the rope you got back there. You know what I'm talking about?
That's on my property?
Supposedly it's on the alleyway.
No.
Okay. And there's a major gas line back there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes, I do understand that.
Okay.
That is not a permanent
Like
fixture to keep anybody out.
I'm just relaying a message. In regards to the mayor, I was told to come notify you. It needs to be removed. And
No.
If you have a complaint, you see him and the city manager Monday morning.
No, I'm not going to remove it.
Okay.
I'm not going to remove it.
And that if you didn't, then the mayor stated, then Public Works will remove it.
And I will file charges.
Okay, like I said.
Because that is on my surveyed property, inside my property line. That is in my property line. The mayor cannot move my property line. There is a legal easement. There is a legal easement for the gas line, the electric line, all of that. And I am not allowed to block access to the utility companies. And I have not done that.
Okay,
that rope can come down anytime that they need access.
As far as another, have you been served your summons for assault?
No, I haven't. For what?
For assault.
Oh, please, y'all done made that shit up. Wasn't nothing said about that day that we was here. Y'all made that mess up. Y'all made that mess up the next day because y'all kissing his butt over here. Just like you doing right here, right now. That is on my property. I don't care.
He's doing what?
I don't care.
Okay, you don't have to.
I don't care what he says. He needs to tend that business right over there and let me tend my business right here. I'm not taking down my rope. He continues to trespass on my property.
Simple question. Have you been served, yes or no?
No.
No? Okay. All right. There is an active criminal summons for you, okay?
Oh, I'm sure there is because y'all made that shit up.
Same thing he's got.
I'm sure it is because y'all made that up.
From my understanding, both of y'all were charged. I wasn't here.
Funny, I didn't know about it until...
He's been served.
Whatever. But we're talking about this out here right now.
Well, we're talking about both, but since you're here, you know, that's a police issue, a criminal offense. That's what we...
I'm not moving my rope, and if my rope is moved, and he has continued to trespass on my property.
He's not who we're worried about. It's the people that need to access the gas line.
It's just a rope. If they needed access, they could go in any time.
Like he said,
That rope is there to keep my neighbor from trespassing on my property when he so chooses. I've got it on here. He's coming 14 foot into my property, mowing my property.
We've measured, we took all the measurements and filmed the measurements exactly.
Sure have. Done all that today. And y'all refuse to keep him from trespassing on my property.
Because I tried to explain that the last time I was here. That order you have is through the chancellor, not Judge Smith, okay?
That ain't got nothing to do with it. That order has nothing to do with it. But that order has nothing to do with it. If I tell him to stay off my physical property, we're not talking about the alley. We're not talking about the alley.
What property are you talking about? What part of the property are you talking about?
I'm talking about my yard. He continues to come into my yard.
The thing is, with all this issue,
I can show you where he's moved in.
the thing is, if it's like somewhere right around in here, with all this going on, like I've explained 100 times, y'all need to get in front of a judge in civil court. Somebody is going to have to make that determination, okay? Because we're not going to say, oh, if you were on the other side of the driveway, alleyway, whatever it is, you're on the other side of it, oh, I'm not going to press charges against you, or file charges against you for criminal trespassing because you have this whole issue going on. It's like vice versa with him.
He's not just like right on the other side of the driveway.
He's 14 foot into my yard.
Into the yard. Like I can literally go show
Yeah,
you
well,
right
I'll
now.
look at it.
And see, the alley is actually on the other side of my property line. That's where the alley is. What y'all are talking about is a legal easement for those utility lines. And I can still use my property. I can even fence that in if I wanted to. But I would be required by law to supply gates and give the utility companies keys so that they have those access into my yard to get to their utilities. I'm not doing anything illegal.
What I would do if I was you is I would go up there Monday and plead your part. Just stick up for yourself for that.
Hell, I keep sticking up for myself, and where's it getting me?
Well, I'm saying if you do that, you're going to be in front of the mayor and the city manager at that point. You'll be in front of them in person. It's not going to be a Zoom meeting
Now, look,
or anything like that.
My property actually goes to about right here. Okay?
Right, yeah.
Now you see, he's mowing all the way over here. You see, he's just freshly mowed. Right here. My property line is there.
Okay.
And he's mowing all the way over here into my telephone pole. This is my
I
yard.
would tell a judge, okay?
So I think
Well, until then, the mayor cannot move my property lines. He can't move them.
From my understanding, the mayor doesn't have the authority. Now, the city manager runs day-to-day business. If he says, yeah, this, like I said, this isn't me, okay?
The city manager can't move my property line. This is a legal survey. The city manager cannot move my property
I'm
line.
not here to argue. I'm just relaying a message, okay?
Well, you just relay the message back that I said that I have put this up because the neighbor continues to trespass on my property. I am not blocking any utility company. Any utility company that needs in here can take my line down. It's just a rope. They can take it down anytime that they need to have access to whatever they need to do. And I ain't got a problem with that. I have a problem with my neighbor continuing to trespass on my property.
Like I said, if we were talking about way over there,
No, I have access to all my property, not part of it.
You're going to have to take this down. If you don't take it down come Monday morning, I will take it down.
Well,
And the reason is, there's an alleyway right here, and it's a city gas line.
well, actually, the alley goes from here over.
But
according-
you take that and you move it that way a little bit.
I'm behind my property line stake, a survey, a legal survey.
This is what we're going to do, okay? One, I will get with Public Works Monday, and you can sit here and film me, talk to me, whatever.
I'm
you want
going
do. You know, but the thing is, this alleyway has got to be stayed open because it's got a city
If
gas
you would,
line.
if the alleyway was mowed like it should, it would be. You've let it grow up right there.
I had
Because this isn't the alleyway. My yard is not the alleyway.
Well,
There is a public easement, a utility easement. And yes, I do have to allow access to the utilities, absolutely. I know this. But what
You
I've
also
got
You
up,
also got to allow access to Public Works to get in here and work on the gas line.
absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But this is only a rope, and the only reason it's up is because the neighbor continues to trespass on my property 14 foot into my property.
You go sign a criminal summons on him for trespassing.
I tried. Y'all won't do anything.
Well, now he also turns around and says the same thing to us, that we don't do nothing because of you.
Well, all I know is I'm
So
not
once-
trespassing
once-
on his property. I
Once
don't
that
go on
ordinance-
his property.
Once that ordinance is signed, that we passed first reading, then it's going to be between you and him, not the city.
Well, it's been all along because this alley was supposed to be kept
Well,
open, but it never has.
Honestly.
But I'm not.
Wait a minute. Honestly, I have been here for 30, 40 years, and there is never, and I'm not saying it ain't, but as long as I've been around, there's never been an alleyway right here.
But
I'm not saying-
just because you didn't know it doesn't make it not there.
Well, no, that's true. But you can't blame the city on the fact is that we did not know that there was an alleyway.
Right, but you have been informed.
But I haven't seen no proof yet.
Well, I don't know how much more proof you can get than a legal survey from both properties actually showing the alley. And your city attorney did an investigation and he says the alley is there.
Well, then what you need to do is bring your, whatever he is, and show us where he did it. Because I don't know, and I don't care.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I don't have this up to keep Public Works out or the utility companies.
That's fine.
I have it just to keep the mayor. I mean, keep
Don't talk to
him.
my officers like they're dirt.
I'm not, but you got to understand, I have been dealing with this, and nobody will help me.
They have too.
They have allowed this man to bully me.
So you haven't bullied anybody either.
I have reacted whenever I couldn't get no help. Absolutely, I have reacted, but I reacted with the law.
Who's your attorney?
David Hamlin.
Then you need to get David Hamlin to
I
holler
am.
at me. 'Cause
I will.
Know him real well.
Well, he's told me that he's been in contact with you, or maybe the city
Yeah.
attorney or city manager or someone.
But
But I am.
don't take it out on my officers, okay? That's
I'm
all
not
I ask.
trying to.
Don't take it over my officers.
I'm not trying to take anything out on your officers, but I don't want to be bullied. And I feel like
Well-
that I am being bullied, that I'm standing here being bullied by an entire town. That's the way I feel, because nobody will help me. Somebody
Hey,
came out here and
bottom line
moved
is
my
this.
property line.
Hold it. Bottom line is this. I ain't helping him. I've got on him. I asked him what the hell he wants me to do.
Then,
And he's telling
why am
me
I
he's
being
telling me
charged
the same
with?
thing you are saying.
I bet he hasn't been threatened to be arrested for being on his own property. I bet his property line wasn't moved like mine
He was
was.
served a criminal summons,
Like
Right,
I explained it to you,
but-
you had to be served.
and I've got one on you.
Right.
He was charged.
Yeah, I understand that. The next day I get charged with something. That was something to come up with. But it's ridiculous. I have okay, first I was told whenever this issue arose, get a survey. That'll take care of it. I didn't raise no cane. I went and paid.
Who told you that? It wasn't me.
Maybe it was Nicole or one of the other officers. I don't remember. It's been so much go on. But they told me go get a survey. I said, okay. I went and paid $650 for a survey. Okay? Then the survey was no good. So I went and paid a lawyer. Went through court. Now I'm being told, oh, that's no good. So I call the police. They say, oh, we're not going to do anything, but I don't understand what y'all want from me. I'm trying everything y'all tell me to do. I do it.
Just bottom line
But
is, you just be patient till this coming commission meeting. Then we'll have a second reading on the ordinance. Then it's between your attorney and his attorney. Whatever those attorneys says, that's what you do.
Right, but in the meantime, he continues to trespass on my property.
As long as you've got it where Public Works can get down, because it's an
Yes,
alleyway.
they're
and it
welcome
belongs-
anytime.
Well, the thing is, this alleyway belongs to the city.
Right, the alley does. Absolutely,
Right.
the alley
There's
does.
a gas line down the middle of it.
Yeah, the alley does belong to the city. Absolutely, but I'm not on the alley.
Okay.
I'm on my property line, and if the guys need to take that rope down to fix anything, they're absolutely welcome to. I'm not trying to stop the city, the electric company, the water, nothing.
Okay, do me one other favor.
I don't want him on my property.
Okay, if he gets on your property, we'll tell him. You tell him one time to stay off your property. Okay.
Okay.
If he comes on your property, and I'll explain this to him. He comes on your property. You call the police. If he's here when they get here, then they will arrest him for criminal trespassing.
Oh, he's not going to do that. He's going to run off in the house and then lie to them like he always does.
Then you go do a criminal summons on him for trespassing. Because it's
All
a
right.
misdemeanor, and it has
All
to
right.
happen in the officer's
See,
prison.
I don't want him on my property. Not only is it that I don't want him on my property, there's a such thing as adverse possession.
Well, I'm not.
And if I allow him to continue mowing my property over a certain amount of time, he can actually go and file quiet claim title to it and take my property, because he was mowing it, he was taking care of it.
Which is, like I said,
I know it's 20
Civil
years.
issue.
It's still a civil
Hard
issue.
question.
But y'all can't protect me on that, so who has to protect me? I have
You
to
do,
protect me.
and your
That's
attorney.
what I'm trying to do, is protect me from any of those issues. Because he's already been in y'all's court, in y'all's commission meeting and said, oh, I want to be paid for my care that I've been doing all these years.
Yeah, and we told him there's nothing we can do.
Right, but that's what he asked. That's the point. And see, he's
But now, he was in the
continuing.
last commission meeting, but he didn't say nothing.
But I just don't want to be bullied. I don't want to bully him. I never tried to bully him.
Okay, you
My
leave
thing
him.
was
Hey,
keep the
let's
alley
do it
open
this
for
way.
both of us.
okay,
Both
let's
of
do
us.
it this way. You leave him alone. You don't say nothing to him. I'll
I
call
don't.
him and tell him the same thing. He's got me on speed dial.
Right.
But anyway, do me one other favor.
Okay.
Move that car right there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
getting ready to move.
Okay.
It's getting ready to move.
You don't mind doing that?
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. It's getting ready to move. It'll be gone by tomorrow.
He's fixing to move his too, one way or the other.
Yeah, it'll be gone tomorrow. That's not a big deal at
Okay.
all.
'Cause
I'm not trying to cause no
clean this
problems.
town up since I was on the police department.
Well, I don't have a problem with that at all. And you know I don't have a problem with working and cleaning anything up. But I do have a problem with being bullied and somebody trying to take something from me that I've worked for.
Okay,
I
I'm
worked
gonna
for
have,
this.
Be Monday. I'm gonna get Public Works up here, the foreman, and make sure where that gas line is.
Uh-huh.
And if you're over far enough, fair enough. We'll leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
But if he says it's a little bit this way, would you mind moving the fence?
I
whole
would
fence?
not mind moving the fence.
Okay.
As long as Mr. Irvin is told, do not mow on my property. I know how to mow. I can handle my own.
Okay.
I don't need
So-
no help from him.
Okay, now what are we gonna do about this, what they call an alleyway? Who mows it? Does he mow it for right now? Or do you?
He's been mowing it, and see, I ain't said a word about that. I ain't said a word about it. I'm not gonna fuss about the alley, because it's not mine yet. And I don't know that it will be. It's gotta go through court. So I'm not saying nothing about the alley.
Okay.
I'm saying my marker, my legal survey.
I'll take care of Ronnie Irvin.
All right, I appreciate it.
I'll take care of him.
All right,
But just
and
treat my officers with respect and they'll treat you. Okay?
all right, I can do that.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
You almost got it.
Cleared that one.
Okay,
show off.
Yeah. So that was the message I was
My
relaying.
younger days, I might could have done it.
Right.
Your officers did not look confident.
I'll explain the whole criminal summons thing to you.
Oh, I know what it is.
It was that same night after you left. He called us back over here.
And lied.
And,
He had
well,
time to think up
Like
something.
I said, whether lie or not, like that's one of them things. Like we.
Let's go in the
explained to you
shade. It's hot.
That has to be something that happens within our prisons. So all we did was pretty much file a criminal summons.
Uh-huh. Look
Same
here.
thing that he got. Same thing.
Look here, let me show you something. Remember that day that you came? I told you. I stood right here and I told you. I stood right here and he kept coming. And I did my wand like this because I was marking that so that he would see, kill that grass off so he could see where my marker was. And whenever he kept coming, I did like this and said, don't cross my property line, okay? He kept coming and I had to step out the way. He went on by. So I kept standing here. He made a thing, he come back around, and he was coming again. So I just stepped over here and I said again, don't cross my property line. I don't want you on my property. And he just kept coming. I had to step aside again. Now right here is my spray
Yes, ma'am.
that says that that's what I did. Now if I sprayed him,
Okay, so you know what it says then. I was
yeah,
gonna say that's-
well,
that
somebody
was his-
told me on the phone. Somebody
that was
told
his
me on the phone.
complaint, is that he-
Okay. Now you can see what I said. I done this. Right there it is. It's showing. Okay? Now he says I sprayed him. Now he's on the lawnmower coming at me. If I sprayed him, where's the dead grass? Because it wouldn't have all hit him.
That's one of the things, like I said, that's one of those things that has to happen within our presence. We have to have actual evidence and proof.
Right.
So,
But even looking, just from the line that I said I put here, and the dead grass. Is there any dead grass out there where I sprayed anybody? Because if I had sprayed someone, all of it isn't going to hit them. It would have.
clouded, right? Missed it.
And there would be dead grass around. Where is the dead grass?
I get what you're saying.
Now, he went up there and lied on you. I mean, he lied to me on y'all. Basically said you were stealing out of my house when that little old fire drill thing went off. You know, he done that. He's lied on the code. He's lied on everybody. That's the biggest lying man I ever seen in my life.
I just want to give you a heads up on that. This is the first time I've seen you since that
Right.
that whole thing happened. I talked to you on the phone.
Right. Now, you know, while I'm doing that, I am going to take a picture.